So, quick disclaimer, I'm a bad editor, and I have edited the first episode of PsyPoints, and I'm going to be editing this one because due to some personal issues with our editors, sometimes I'll have to be the one to edit the video instead. Nothing against my editors, they're really cool. And if you saw our second episode of PsyPointers and our very first intro video, their editing is a lot better in comparison to mine, so their quality speaks for itself. I'm just putting this disclaimer in every video where I edit just to make it clear that my editing does not represent the quality of PsyPoints. Overall, thank you all for watching. I'll try to make this video as entertaining for you as possible regardless of the fact. And I welcome you all here to PsyPoints. Now, onto the video. So, welcome to the third episode of PsyPointers. My name is Ivan Grunberg, and in this series, we'll be tackling the different ways to take care of yourself and be more aware of how others may be feeling or need in times of distress. Just as a disclaimer, we're not professionals here in trying to cure anyone. So, if you are suffering from any mental issues, please take some time to breathe. Talk with someone you're comfortable with and seek professional help as soon as you can. If you like this new series and don't want to miss out on future episodes, don't forget to show us support by liking and subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to click on the bell icon to get a notification whenever we post a new video. Reading people is a skill that everyone can find useful, whether it be for work, a game like poker, or for the sake of better understanding those around you. In many ways, it could be seen as empathy in practice. Once you're able to just see how someone is feeling, it becomes a lot easier to change how you're acting to support them in the best way possible. Whether it be changing how you behave towards them, approaching them to give a listening ear, or even just leaving them alone so they can have time to reflect. Developing this mindfulness is a lot trickier than you'd expect. No one ever truly knows how someone is exactly feeling at any given moment in time, but having the power to notice something is afoot is the first big step to finding a way to step in and give a helping hand. It can be difficult, but when observed can go a long way in understanding others and a bit about yourself too. It isn't a new skill to use empathy to help someone. This has been something we humans have been doing for years. A mother realizing her baby needs food when he cries, a lover giving you your favorite meal when you're feeling down, or a homie asking you, "Hey, what's up, yo?" when you go quiet for a while in a party. In more professional settings, therapists and counselors alike have practiced empathy in their work with clients for years since the inception of Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytic system in the early 20th century. And in more mainstream settings, you can observe these occurring in popular films and media. You know that scene, right? When a character goes through a sad or traumatic moment, and then their best friend or one of the heroes tries to console him after, like, "Hey, how are you, man? What's good?" For example, let's look at one of my personal favorite movies, Inside Out. When Sadness consoles Bing Bong, she understands how he feels. She knows he needs someone to listen to him and let out how he feels when he loses his rocket wagon. She knew he needed to be sad in order to calm down. So she let him be sad, let him talk, and listen to him. Sure, he wasn't jolly after receiving empathy from Sadness, but he was able to continue pushing on forward, and he appreciated Sadness for the sentiment. This can also be seen in Zootopia when Officer Hops realized she was kinda racist for how she talked, acted, and treated other predators. She realized she was kinda racist and changed her perspective on predators and treated them better afterwards, becoming a better person, or rabbit, and gaining the approval of her predator friend, Nick. Now, for how to actually read people and understand how they're currently feeling, there are three main things that give these emotions away. First, verbal communication. Basically, think of the tone of voice of someone. Simply stating and openly talking about one's feelings, such as asking how they're feeling, is One of the most straightforward ways of better understanding how others are feeling, although it isn't probably what you would think when the term reading people comes to mind, but you can analyze the way they speak, however, through their tone of voice and how quickly or slowly they pronounce words, as the sudden shifts can show a shift in mood as well. Second, we have non-verbal communication. Can they maintain eye contact? How's their posture? Are they slouching or are they slumped? Do they have really shaky hands? These can indicate when a person is feeling stressed, angered, or down. These actions may even happen subconsciously without the person being aware that they're actually doing it, or as they're called, mannerisms. This is rooted in the idea of the unconscious, first proposed by, again, our boy Sigmund Freud, that we have defense mechanisms or coping mechanisms that people do in order to cope with anxiety, such as fidgeting with their hands while speaking in front of an audience, or looking down and avoiding eye contact. And finally, and this is more of an additive thing to the last 2 points, but if you have a background or awareness of things happening in the personal life of the one you're trying to analyze or comfort, it'll help confirm any suspicions you may have for the cause or reason of the last 2 points. Now, in all these videos, I like adding a personal experience of some kind, or a personal answer or personal viewing of the topic at hand. Though this one is hard to think of a creative way to do it, so I think the best way for me to answer this is to actually show you my own personal struggle, I guess. If you notice in all of the videos, I do a lot of hand gestures because it helps me with thinking and because I'm really shy. And even though my script is actually right in front of me over here, so I look a little below the camera, you'll notice in videos again, even I still look away left to right more often than not, because it's just scary to look straight into the camera to a large group of people. I have a hard time reading the room, understanding people, and as someone who wants to become a psychotherapist, a family therapist later on in the future, it's something that I struggle with too, even if I'm talking about the topic right now. But with enough effort, I know that I'll be able to go through it and better understand people. And I'm sure over time, if all of you practice it with me as well, you'll all be more than capable of doing it too. In summary, reading the room makes it easier to adapt to how people are acting and feeling. The ability to read other people is a particularly difficult undertaking and varies depending on the person. But when you have an idea of how to understand others better, it becomes a lot easier to treat people with kindness and improve as a person yourself. So, thank you all for watching. Please comment any topic you'd like us to tackle next. Please follow us on all of our socials. You can find them in the description. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a nice day. Thank you so much for everything.